It is 8:31. Let's go ahead and get started. I have another book to read to you today. And this is one of the characters that you know and love, named RJ. RJ is going to get himself into some trouble today because RJ does not know how to think before he speaks. Okay? Our young sir is going to say some pretty rude things. Some sound a little funny, but they're still very rude. And this book is called I Can't Believe You Said That. And this is a book where RJ is at it again. His mouth is getting him into trouble. Join RJ as he learns the valuable lesson of think before you speak. Okay? We have 3 questions that we're going to discuss today. Think of a time you said something rude to someone. Was it on purpose? And what did you do after you said it? What is a social filter? And how do you use it? And why is it important to use a social filter? Who can you practice using it with? So first up is think of a time you said something rude to someone. Was it on purpose? What did you do after you said it? We're going to listen to a few things that RJ is going to say rudely to some people, and then we will begin. Okay, let me switch my camera here so you can see our book. Beautiful. All right, so this is called I Can't Believe You Said That. If I could turn the page. There we go. My name is RJ. Sometimes I say things that get me into trouble, and I don't know why, because I'm just being honest. What did you just say? You better apologize. RJ. RJ is a loudmouth. Did those words actually come out of your mouth? Think before you speak. I can't believe you said that. What? Looks like those are some things that might have been said to him when he made rude choices. Last week, my dad and I picked my grandma up at the airport. On the way back to our house, I noticed how spotted my grandma's hands and arms were. So I asked her, Gram, how come your skin looks like a Dalmatian? RJ, my dad said, I can't believe you just said that. That wasn't very nice. Apologize to Gram right now. But Dad, look! RJ, I'm sorry, Gram. A few days later, I was at the store with my mom. She was checking out, and I was standing over by the gumball machines. RJ, come and stand by me. No, I said. RJ, come over here by me now. I don't want to, I said. RJ, over here, now. Mom, I don't want to stand by you. The lady next to you smells like she hasn't had a bath for a month. She stinks, Mom. RJ, my mom said, I can't believe you just said that. That wasn't very nice. I think you owe this lady an apology. But Mom, RJ, I'm sorry, ma'am. On the way home, my mom told me that what I had said was rude. Then she told my dad about it that night, and we had to have a talk in my room that lasted about 47 years. Yesterday at school, Sam's mom came into our classroom to help out. When is that baby in your tummy going to be born? I asked. RJ, I don't have a baby in my tummy, she said. Well, then why are you getting so fat? RJ, my teacher said, I can't believe you just said that. That wasn't very nice. Apologize to Sam's mom right now. But look, I said. RJ, I'm sorry. Then I had to stay in from recess and write, I will not be rude to others, up on the board like a gazillion times. Tonight, Blanche made her very first chocolate cake all by herself, and she wanted our family to eat it for dessert. I think she left it in the oven way too long. I can tell you worked really hard on this, Blanche, my dad said. Pretty good for your first cake, said my mom. I think it's nasty, I said. It's burnt to a crisp. It tastes like charcoal pie. Blanche started to cry and I got in trouble. RJ, my dad said, I can't believe you just said that. That wasn't very nice. Apologize to Blanche right now and then go to your room. But Dad, look! RJ, I'm sorry, Blanche. After dinner was over, my parents came into my room to talk to me. RJ, my mom said, you've been saying rude things to people lately. You told Graham that her skin looked like a Dalmatian. You told the lady at the store that she smelled bad. Your teacher called and told me that you made a rude comment to Sam's mom. And tonight you made Blanche feel terrible. But I didn't lie, I said. I told the truth. Grandma's skin has lots of spots. The lady at the store was stinky. And Sam's mom is a lot fatter than she used to be. And Blanche's cake was nasty. Besides, I was just giving them feedback. You always tell me that feedback is just information that helps you grow. So that's what I'm doing. I'm helping people grow. Feedback is a good thing, but you need to run your feedback words through your social filter before you let them come out of your mouth. My what? Your social filter. All right, we are going to pause right there and discuss this first question. First question is, think of a time you said something rude to someone. And guys, we are humans. Everybody has said something rude to someone. Might have been a sister, might have been a family member, might have been another kid on the playground, might have been a teacher. Everybody said something rude before. And that's okay, because we're humans and we grow. So I want you to be ready to share that. Think of a time you said something rude to someone. Was it on purpose? What did you do after you said it? So maybe you didn't mean to say it. So here's how you'll speak. One time I said, so I did the same thing. One time I said, why do you have worms on your hands to my grandma because of all the veins in her arm? And after I said it, I felt really bad. I was kind of like RJ. I didn't even mean to say it on purpose, but I did. I asked my grandma, why do you have worms in your hand? Because she had a bunch of veins on her hand. So that was something rude that I said once. Okay. All right. I'm going to send you in your breakout rooms. Remember, breakout rooms, unmute. You're going to answer the question. I will put the question in the chat. Okay. Here we go. Take a look at this next question. What is a social filter and how do you use it? A social filter is, and you use it by, so let's hear from some of you. What is a social filter and how do you use it? Let's have this conversation here. What is a social filter and how do you use it? Who thinks they can explain what a social filter is? Terrence?
A social filter is where you have a talking bubble and a thinking bubble. And the thinking bubble is the things that you only can hear that are secret, and the talking bubble is the one everybody can hear.
Okay, so there are thoughts that we're going to have that are secret in our head, but not everybody has to know them. Good. So that social filter helps us to keep those thoughts secret. Who has something to add? What's a social filter? Leah?
It is so like if you want to say something mean, but you're not supposed to, put it in your thinking bubble and don't put it in your talking bubble, and just say something nice instead.
Nice. So I like that you said to put it in a different type of bubble. So we have control over what comes out of our mouth. So we're able to kind of filter or stop certain things that we don't need to say. It's not necessarily wrong to think them in your head. It's natural to have thoughts that aren't positive all the time. But when it does become wrong is when we speak those things out loud and it influences other people. So that can definitely be negative. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go back. We have one more question to answer, and that question is, why is it important to use a social filter when and who can you practice using a social filter with? So maybe think about somebody that you usually say rude things to. A lot of times this can be family members, right? So why is it important to use a social filter? Let's see what he says. Today at school, I used my social filter. Bossy Bernice came to school with a brand new hairdo. She told everyone that her great Aunt Betty had taken her to a hairstylist. My thinking bubble filled up. Your hair looks really weird. Your great Aunt Betty must be really nice if she wants to hang around you. I know I sure don't. I used my social filter and only let some of my words into my talking bubble. And then I said, your great aunt must be nice, Bernice. There we go, so we took out the mean parts. Then later today, I saw Norma the booger picker stick her finger all the way up her nose. My thinking bubble filled up with, no, Norma, use a booger ghost. And the words that all of us always say, booger picker, digging for a treat. Norma picks her boogers and then she eats. I used my social filter and grabbed a box of tissues and walked up to Norma and said, hey Norma, make a booger ghost and use it so you don't get teased. My teacher heard me talking to Norma, smiled and said, RJ, I can't believe you just said that. Then a few minutes later, she handed me a free assignment pass. I really like your choice of words when you talk to Norma. Wait to use your social filter. When I got home from school, Blanche told me that tonight she gets to cook our whole entire dinner by herself. My thinking bubble filled up with, I'm going to starve. Blanche doesn't cook, she burns. She might set the house on fire. I'll have to eat what she makes and pretend that I like it, or she'll cry and I'll get in trouble. Blanche is cooking all by herself. Where's the fire extinguisher? I used my social filter and then I said, that's cool, Blanche. Do you want me to be your assistant so you don't have to do it all by yourself? Sure. I can't believe I just said that, but it worked. The end. All right, so the question that you're going to discuss is, why is it important to use a social filter, and who is someone that you need to use your social filter with? So I'll show you how I would answer this. A social filter is important because it can protect people's feelings. I will use my social filter with my sister-in-law. So sometimes my sister-in-law say rude things to each other, and I need to get better at using my social filter with her. So that's how I'm going to grow. Okay? All right, I'm going to send you into your breakout rooms, and you are going to again discuss what is a social filter, and who are you going to, or why is it important, and who are you going to practice using a social filter with? Who's someone that you usually say rude things to? Okay? All right, here's your invitation. Awesome. So we have learned today about a social filter. This is a skill that it will take a whole lifetime to master, okay? Even as a grown adult, I'm still working on a social filter in some situations. So I want us to make sure that we're aware of this concept. And when we mess up and we don't use that social filter and we say something that we shouldn't have said, we're going to make sure that we are ready to apologize for that and to own up to our choices and make it right. Okay? All right.